VPN sponsors are everywhere, from videos to advertisements, even in my ice cubes. They're seemingly inescapable, and all of this makes me wonder, what are these VPN companies hiding, and do you even need a VPN? By the end of this video, I want to try to answer these questions to fully uncover the truth that these VPN companies are hiding. Let's get started.
This video is sponsored by ExpressVPN.
Today's sponsor, private internet access.
And I'm here to tell you about today's sponsor, ExpressVPN.
Sponsored by CyberGhost VPN.
Just a very quick word from today's sponsor, which is NordVPN.
Longest running partnership is with Surfshark, who are the sponsor of today's video.
Alright, so before we begin, what even is a VPN? Put simply, a VPN is something that makes what you do online more private. Think of a VPN like sending a secret message to one of your friends. However, you don't want anybody to read this message, including the postal company that sends your message. So what you do is you put your message in a box so that it can only be unlocked with this special key that only your friend has access to. This is what's called encryption. Encryption means that any data that is sent can only be read by the VPN company and the actual website receiving the request. Your internet service provider can't read these packets, so it makes it harder for large companies and governments to spy on you, as a request doesn't go through your ISP, but rather another server instead. So now that we know how a VPN works, let's talk about why you should use a VPN in the first place. One practical use case for a VPN could be getting around network restrictions. For example, at my school, people use a VPN called XVPN, which allows people to get around the restrictions that my school places on the school Wi-Fi. Similarly, if a content on a website is region locked, you can use a VPN to trick the website into thinking that the request is coming from another country, giving you access to that content. This is especially useful if you like to do some very illegal things online. Another use case for VPNs could be to block cookies, which are little bits of data that websites store on your computer to make things easier. For example, every time you go to youtube.com, you don't have to log in every time because your browser saves that information on your computer. A lot of VPNs block these cookies, so it makes it harder for websites to identify you. These cookies play a big part of tracking what you do online. In fact, a couple of years ago, the popular online travel agency Orbitz was caught showing higher prices for hotel rooms to Mac users than those who used a Windows computer. So now let's talk about if you can even trust VPN companies. It feels like every time you hear a VPN sponsorship, they're making it seem like not having a VPN is a big security risk, and it's almost a necessity to have a VPN.
A VPN is an important tool for keeping your data secure and encrypted on the internet, and I don't dare connect to public Wi-Fi without first enabling my VPN. Whether I'm on my phone or laptop, in an airport or at a cafe, I turn on my protection before connecting to that public Wi-Fi, because you never know who may be snooping around trying to steal your personal data.
This isn't really true, however. While a VPN does significantly increase your privacy and security online, it's not an all-in-one solution. Say, for example, you want to watch your favorite show on Netflix, but it's not available in the country that you live in. So you connect to a VPN and go on to Netflix. The problem is that while your IP address can be seen by Netflix, the VPN's IP address can still be seen by Netflix, and they can easily find out that you're connected to a server somewhere in the world rather than a residential network, and can then deny you access to that service. But here's the thing. Free VPNs exist, and while they may be littered with ads and sell all your data to third parties, it just doesn't make sense to pay a monthly subscription for something that just most people don't need. Choosing a VPN provider means putting a lot of trust into a single entity. While a VPN does make it harder for the government and large corporations to spy on you, it's important to mention that VPN companies themselves can also spy on you, as anything that you do is sent directly to their servers. Hey, so it's future me here, and I forgot to put this into the video, but actually Surfshark and NordVPN are owned by the same company, and a couple of years ago they actually merged together. So that means that these VPN companies are making it seem like you're getting a bunch of different options when most of them are owned by just a couple of companies, and this creates kind of a monopoly scenario. Even when you put your trust into these companies, it's not uncommon for them to be hacked, which is something that we have seen before. In 2019, a single NordVPN server in Finland operated by a third-party data center was compromised. This data center failed to properly configure the server, leaving it vulnerable. While there was a security breach, no user data was compromised. However, this incident just goes to show that these VPN companies will always be vulnerable to hackers. I like to note that this incident happened over 5 years ago, and NordVPN's security has probably gotten better since then. One popular VPN VPN that a lot of people use is called Ola VPN. It's got over 6 million downloads on the Chrome web store, offering both a free version and a paid tier. Let's take a look at Ola's privacy policy. In their privacy policy, they state that they will retain your personal information for as long as necessary to provide the service, and as necessary to comply with our legal obligations, resolve disputes, and enforce our policies. Under applicable regulations, we will keep records containing client personal data, account opening documents, communications, and anything else as required by the applicable laws and regulations. That's right, they're allowed to keep your personal information for as long as they want, claiming that it's to comply with legal obligations. However, I highly doubt that this is the case. At the time of me making this video, Linus just dropped a video about how he won't be taking any more VPN sponsorships unless they are fully committed to user privacy. One company that he brings up is called Private Internet Access, who, when asked by the government for user data, they refused because they didn't have any data to share in the first place. These are the types of companies that you should be putting your trust in. So in conclusion, while VPNs are useful, it's not going to be a one-stop solution to online privacy. A lot of these people who buy these VPNs probably got scared or thought having a VPN is necessary. They fail to understand how a VPN works or if they even really need one. And not to mention, these VPN services are subscription based, so people will probably buy thinking that they're going to use it for a month, and then they forget to cancel their subscription before it renews, and this makes the VPN companies a lot of money. Truth be told, if you're using anything like Facebook or Instagram, you should be having way more data privacy concerns, and a VPN won't fix that. If you enjoyed this video, then be sure to like and subscribe, and join my Discord server also. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time.